Hey guys, and welcome to another installment of the Mythic Dungeon series. Today we'll be covering the Arcway. This is a dungeon that is gated behind a reputation, so you need to go to Suramar and work on your Nightfallen reputation. There's plenty of guides out there. Wowhead has a couple of good ones, as well as some good YouTube guides on how to do that. This is a pretty lengthy process. I've been hitting the rep nearly every day, and it took me about 2 weeks. Some of my guildies got it a bit quicker, but I'm glad I got it before the next reset, which is tomorrow. So yeah, about 2 weeks in. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump right in. So as you may have noticed, I'm not very good with the names of these bosses, so I'm just going to call this guy the Demon Dude. So the first guy in here is this giant demon, and basically what he does is he leaves those green patches on the ground, and if someone steps in them, they create a pillar which does massive damage, so move out of that. He'll also target a random person and use his axe down on them, which leaves that purple stuff on the ground, and that stays there for quite a while. So once he targets you, just strafe left or right, and everyone else needs to just make sure that they're not within that line where he's going to slam down. There's also falling purple meteors, and just avoid those. So other than the two mechanics where he slams down and where he brings that fissure up, that little stalagmite thing up from the ground, other than those two things, it's a fairly simple fight, although I think I died on this, so it is quite punishing. A lot of the fights in here are actually quite punishing in terms of damage output, I think. What I mean by that is like the damage that they put out themselves. I find that the bosses could have probably had a bit more health, and it would have been fine because they were dying actually quite quickly. From my understanding, I think we outgear this quite a bit as well. Like most of us were at 840 in a pug group, although the two DPS are guildies. Shh. So the next boss is the spider boss. She pretty much only has one major mechanic that you have to watch out for. And basically what she does is she webs two players together, and if you're webbed, you'll take quite a bit of damage, and this can be avoided. All you do is run in opposite directions, so the web stretches out and breaks. So just, if you get webbed, be wary and run. You can use, apparently, like the DK said, things like Wraith Walk break it, but I unfortunately didn't try Cloak. So if that works, I'm sure other things may work, so that might be something to test out. Other than that, it's a pretty simple fight. Oh, and there's ads. Just cleave them down, they're not that bulky. So the next boss is this giant centaur dude. He honestly died way too quickly, and I don't really even know what he does. Basically, there's quite a bit of movement, and I think a tank was mostly doing that. And all you really do is stay out of stuff on the ground. Yeah. Oh, people will get entombed, so I think that was the DK that got entombed, and you need to just break those guys out. So this guy has, the major mechanic here is he'll link 3 people together and they'll start being pulled apart, and if you're those 3 people, you have to try and stack up. And so that's the mechanic right there, and basically what that does is the area between those people will leave a patch on the ground. So essentially what you're trying to do is create the smallest patch that you can. Other than that, there is quite a bit of AoE damage going out, so like those flying balls as well as falling debris, like that right there. So basically spread out for that. So yeah, those are the 2 mechanics. Try and either spread out or stack up depending on which one is going out. And when he does that, interrupt it, like get in there ASAP and try and interrupt him. And then finally there's this guy. So he's got two major mechanics. He'll leave these floating geodes which explode on contact. So the tank just needs to be wary and kite him out of that area so they don't explode on anyone. I guess maybe the range and healers should try and stack up with the melee if they can as well. But I'm not really too sure on that because I play a melee class, so I'm always on the boss. So that's the first mechanic, and the second mechanic will show up in a little bit and I will go over that. So he will disappear and he will teleport you to a random area in the dungeon, and all you have to do is find your way back to him. So I kind of just stealthed and ran ahead of the group. You can actually do that if you are a stealth or I guess invisibility class. No, I doubt. No, because invis doesn't stay that long. But if you're a rogue or a feral druid or any kind of druid that can stealth, yeah, just run up ahead and hit him. And since he'll have high threat on the tank still, he'll just sort of chase the tank. Be wary of this ground mechanic on the ground. So this one he put on me, so I needed to jet out of that and keep moving. So yeah, that's pretty much the fight. And then it just goes back to phase 1 where he keeps doing everything that he was doing. So that is the Arcway. Some of those kills weren't exactly the cleanest and people did die on them, but fortunately enough we did one-shot everything, so it's not too difficult for a dungeon that is locked behind rep. Yeah, so if you enjoyed that or found it informative, please don't forget to give the big old thumbs up, leave a comment below, or better yet, if you really like it, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you and have a good day. Bye!